My wife Maeve has this weird thing she's into. She loves role-playing as different characters. In her little scripts, I'm always the husband, who gets dumped by some cold-hearted wife. One day she's playing a hotshot CEO, who falls for her assistant. The next day she's a professor crushing on her student. Every single time, he makes me sign divorce papers. Then the next morning she laughs and rips them up. Babe, it's just a game. But when my dad gets into a car crash, and needs 200 grand for emergency surgery, Maeve decides to play the role of a broke woman. I'm totally broke, Neil. I don't have any money for your dad's surgery. All I can do is watch my dad take his last breath in that hospital bed. At his funeral, Maeve shows up with some young, good-looking college kid hanging on her arm. Honey, I've fallen for my student, let's get divorced. She pulls out a document and hands it to me. This time I'm not waiting around for her to rip it up. She shoved a fresh set of divorce papers in my face, already signed with her name. Same old game, and she was starting it again. At my dad's funeral, right after I'd lost my only family, I looked at her, that beautiful face, for 3 years. Every time she pulled out those papers, I'd play along crying, begging her to reconsider until she'd laugh, tear them up and sweet talk me back. She called it fun, said it kept our marriage exciting, and I bought it. But right now my dad was lying in a casket. Before he died he held my hand tight, eyes fixed on the door. He was waiting for Maeve, his daughter-in-law, the one he'd always treated like his own kid, to come say goodbye. He never showed. I kissed my dad one last time, then turned around and took the pen from Maeve. No crying, no screaming. I just signed my name letter by letter. While she watched done, Maeve froze. The meltdown she was expecting never happened. I just stood there dead calm. Nolan Woodward, what the hell are you playing at? She asked, annoyed. The guy next to her, Zane Kirk, picked up on the vibe. He grabbed her arm tighter. Maeve, you think he's just mad? I ignored them both, folded my copy of the papers and stuffed it in my bag. Then I looked her straight in the eyes. Maeve, game over. The next day, I went to the courthouse and filed for divorce. The clerk looked over everything and processed it like it was just another Tuesday. When I checked my phone, it was blowing up with missed calls and texts from Maeve. Nolan, you've had your fun, come home. I ripped up the papers. Let's just forget this happened. Did you seriously hang up on me? You're getting bold. The last one from 30 minutes ago. If you don't come back right now, don't ever come back. I blocked her. I found a cheap apartment to rent. Once I got it cleaned up, I started looking for work. After we got married, Maeve had made me quit my job to be a stay-at-home husband, basically a prop in her dumb role-play games. She said she loved me to her core, and that's why she wanted us to fall in love. Over and over through different scenarios. He swore the cold, heartless women she played weren't the real her, just acting. Looking back now, pathetic. Maybe she was never acting. Maybe those cold, selfish masks were who she really was all along. When the court summons reached her, she called while I was in the middle of a job interview. Nolan, are you insane? You actually took this to court? I stepped into the hallway. We signed the papers. Maeve, this just speeds things up. Speeds things up. I'm telling you, you're not getting this divorce, Ave. I cut in. My dad is dead. Silence. Then her voice went ice cold. I know, but that was his fate. You can't blame me for it. Games are games. Real life is real life. You not tell the difference. You're the one who can't tell the difference. I snapped and hung up. I went back to the interview. It was a basic admin job at a small company. The pay wasn't great, but it was enough to get by. I nailed the interview starting Monday. That night, I came home to find 2 people waiting outside my door. Maeve and Zane. Maeve looked furious. Zane stood back with a smug look, like he was enjoying the show. You've got some nerve, Nolan. You're actually serious about this? She stepped forward to block me. Serious or not, it doesn't matter anymore, I said, trying to get past her, but she grabbed my wrist hard enough to bruise. Come home with me, and I'll pretend none of this happened. Let go. My voice was cold. Don't push it, Nolan. From the side, Zane chimed in. He's just doing this for attention, Maeve. Don't fall for it. She tried to drag me away, but I warned her, let go or I'll scream. Go ahead, who's gonna get involved in a married couple's business? She shot back. A few neighbors peeked out their windows. Seeing how aggressive she was, they ducked back inside. I raised my free hand and slapped her across the face, as hard as I could. The crack echoed through the hallway. Everyone froze, including Maeve. She touched her cheek, staring at me in total shock. Did you just hit me? Her eyes turned vicious. She raised her hand like she was going to hit back, then stopped. She just stared at me like she wanted to tear me apart. You've got guts, Nolan, I'll give you that. She let go of my wrist, grinding out the words, you'll regret this. I grabbed Zane and stormed off. It wasn't until they disappeared down the stairs that I noticed my hands were shaking. Not from fear, from rage. I went back inside, shut the door and slid down against it. There was nothing of hers in this apartment, but I still felt like I was suffocating. Her stupid games had messed me up. The next afternoon the bank called. Our joint account with most of our savings was frozen. Most of that money came from her income. I saw it coming, so I didn't panic. I still had some money my dad left me. If I was careful, it'd last until my first paycheck on Wednesday. I was settling into my new job when some guy in a flashy suit burst into the office. He pointed right at my face and started yelling, Nolan, you piece of trash. How dare you go after my wife? I was too stunned to react. Everyone in the office turned to stare. You've got the wrong person, my boss said, stepping in. No, I don't. Look, it's him. The guy pulled out a photo of me with some woman. She was a senior from college. We'd lost touch after graduation. I had no clue where he got that picture. Everyone, look, this man wrecked my family. Now my wife wants a divorce because of him. He knocked stuff off my desk. The whole office was in chaos. I couldn't defend myself. I knew this was Maeve doing, destroying my reputation so I'd have nothing left. My boss pulled me aside looking grim. Nolan, I believe you, but the company has to think about its image. Take a few days off. Translation, I was fired. That's when Maeve called. I could hear her smiling through the phone. How's it feel? Told you, Nolan, you'd regret it. You're pathetic, Maeve. Pathetic. I learned from the best. She laughed. I'll give you one last chance. Come back now, beg me, and maybe I'll forgive you. In your dreams. I hung up. I swore to myself I'd never beg her ever. I walked in the rain for hours, until I was soaked through, before finally making it back to my apartment. The second I stepped into the hallway, I got hit with the smell of heavy cologne. Zane was standing at my door like he owned owned the place, looking at me with pure contempt. What are you doing here? I asked coldly. Just checking in. Wanted to see how miserable you are now that May dumped you. He looked me up and down soaked, complete mess and laughed. You look rough. Lost your job too, huh? Maeve says she's gonna make sure you can't survive in this city until you crawl back and beg. Tell her to keep waiting. I unlocked my door to go inside. Feeling tough, he followed me in, walked straight to my dad's portrait and picked it up. If your old man knew how ungrateful you're being right now, would he roll over in his grave? Put that down, I said, my voice shaking. Oh, hit a nerve. I tossed the frame lightly in his hand. What if I accidentally drop it? I said. Put it down, Zane. Fate gasped and let go on purpose. The frame hit the floor, glass shattered everywhere. My dad's smiling face was suddenly covered in cracks. I saw red. I don't know where the strength came from, but I grabbed Zane by the hair and slammed him into the ground with everything I had. He screamed and thrashed, clawing at my arms and leaving bloody scratches. I didn't feel a thing. All I knew was that he'd crossed the line. He disrespected my dead father like a maniac. I pulled his hair and slapped his face. I told you not to touch it.